The big aim of Tuesday was to show US President Donald Trump that Europe is taking its obligations seriously when it comes to funding its own defense. Washington has had serious issues with the European members of NATO, even at one point deciding that he might withdraw the United States from NATO, believing that it didn't pay its fair share. And so what this has been about is showing that European allies and Canada are paying towards their own defense. And so, for example, there was a $4.5 billion deal announced where Europe would buy new aeroplanes that will provide support for any defense activity on the continent. A capability that has previously been effectively reliant on the US will now be something that Europe can do itself. And as the US looks to draw down from Europe, this is going to become more and more important, which is why the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that Europe really needs to speed up its defense industrial capacity in order to meet those demands. It's also a check-in from a year ago when the NATO allies in the Netherlands at the Hague summit promised to meet 5% of GDP for defense spending. So it's to look and see how these states are doing and hopefully provide the United States President Donald Trump, who will be meeting with political leaders on Wednesday, to show him that they are taking this new burden seriously. We heard from Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, who said that if there's one thing he would like from this NATO summit, it's new commitments to Ukraine for air defense. The Ukrainians have effectively run out of Patriot missile systems, which it uses to defend itself from Russian missile attacks. The United States can't send them anymore due to Operation Epic Fury, where it's been relying on them themselves. And so Ukraine is looking for new systems to be developed by Europe, new deliveries from the United States, or even the plans to those Patriot missile interceptors so that Ukraine can build them themselves. On Wednesday, there will be this political meeting where hopefully NATO leaders can say to Trump that they've done enough to meet his demands. And also there will be new announcements on what NATO is doing to try to deter Russia. Stuart Smith, Asia 1, Ankara in Turkey.